So let's get into 4 reasons why being selective is not only okay, it's necessary. 1, the clinical fit matters. Since we know that therapy is not a one-size-fits-all, it's important that if you recognize that a client or potential client's needs are outside of your scope of practice, let's say that they're struggling with active addiction or an eating disorder, and you have no experience within that scope, you should not be saying yes. The ethical thing to do in this situation is to refer that person out. Now, there is a greater conversation here because we could say that those are symptoms that a person is experiencing due to something different, such as depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, so on and so forth. If that's the case, and yes, you may have experience in treating schizophrenia and bipolar, but we also know that if we don't treat the symptoms first, you can't address the real problem. So be honest about it. If you're not a good fit for a client, let them or help them to find someone who is. 2, listen, your energy is not unlimited. You are a business, you're wearing several hats, and burnout is real. Saying yes to everyone because you want to fill your caseload is going to lead to you burning out and severe exhaustion. In some cases, you might even begin to resent this work. So please check in with your capacities. Setting boundaries are professional. It's okay to say no. And you're allowed to say no when you work for yourself. 3, red flags are real, even in the therapy space. So if you're dealing with a client who has persistent no-shows, they're aggressive with you in the initial consultation, maybe they say inappropriate things to you during session, pay attention to these things. Yes, we are in the space of treating and healing others, but you are not obligated to invite chaos into your practice or to encourage it. So sure, just because someone is willing to pay, just because someone is willing to come back to session every single week, does not mean that you should say yes to that. And then lastly, mission drift is a business killer. Your practice has a purpose. So whether you work with creatives, whether you help heal trauma, whether you work with the BIPOC community, stay clear about who you serve. Try not to waver just to keep busy, and what that looks like is, again, saying yes to basically any client. This waters down your niche, and it also waters down your values. So saying no doesn't mean that you're cold or that you're careless. What it does mean is that you're operating from intention and not desperation. Your ideal clients are out there. Just give it some time.